Alright guys, so today the Cowardly Lion Fusion will go live, and here we have the Fusion event calendar, but I have to say this is pre-recorded, so things can change around once the event goes live, but once it is live, everything will stay the same and nothing will be changed anymore. So let's take a look at it, okay? So the fragments available, we have a total amount of 500, that means you can actually get an extra epic if you want to. I have no idea what this epic looks like, but it's a void epic, so pretty cool actually. Kind of curious to see what this champion can do. But yeah, so 200 fragments in tournaments, 200 in events, and then you have 100 extra fragments. Now, what does extra fragments mean? That means they are on the milestone rewards. They won't be on the leaderboard. So if it says extra fragments, that means they will be on the milestone rewards. And if it says like leaderboard fragments, then it will be on the leaderboard, right? So, all right, let's take a look at it. So today, on Wednesday, August the 19th, we will start with a Dragon tournament right here. And the Gear Hunters event will start tomorrow. So maybe you want to wait until Thursday right here and then farm the Gear Hunters event, okay? So you kind of want to do this or start doing this on August 20th to double the points here, right? Then we have a gear enhancement event starting today as well. You can already start doing that, actually, not a big deal. And then on Friday, we will start with the first summoning event, and that is a Champ Chase tournament. And this is a little bit unfortunate, because if we would have started this fusion with a Summon Rush and ended it with a Champ Chase, you could have fused the epics, you know, for the Champ Chase tournament, get 350 points for a Void epic, but I guess that was just too much and they decided to pull the Champion Chase first on the first weekend. But as you can see here, you can get a total amount of 75 fragments, okay? But theoretically, I don't know why they call this the extra fragments. Theoretically, you can grab all of them and then call something else extra fragments, right? So it doesn't really matter what you call extra fragments, but you can just say that you only need to get 25 fragments from this Champ Chase tournament. But you should also consider, and we have to wait and see what the milestone reward is going to look like. Maybe the next 25 will be, you know, a lot easier to get than the first 25 on the Summon Rush. Okay, you have to keep that in mind. Maybe, you know, some of these fragments here, what they call extra fragments, are easier to achieve than the ones on the Summon Rush. But either way, I would always only do as many as you have to on summoning events and do the rest with like energy, you know, all the dungeon tournaments and all the other stuff. I would rather spend energy than use my shards, because shards are the hardest thing to get in this game, okay? So we will have to wait and see what this is going to look like I said, and then decide if we're going to go for 25 or 50. I wouldn't get more than that, because that's, you know, the maximum you have to get out of those summoning events. All right, here we go. 25 or 50 out of this Champ Chase tournament. Depends on what the milestone is going to look like. Okay, so on Saturday, we're going to start with a Fire Knight tournament. That's when you can finish off the Gear Hunters event 1. And you can start on Saturday and complete this one as well. So for Gear Hunters events, as always, around 5k energy for farming stage 20, a little bit more for farming hard 10 or hard stages in general. Theoretically, you could solo stage 20 with Edward. You can do it with Allure if you have the gear for it. I think Newt can do it too. A lot of, like, there are some champions that can do it if you have the stats and the area bonuses and stuff. And then you can also triple dip points here for the champ training event, right? So that is another thing you could keep in mind, okay? But in general, I would always farm hard stages, you know, for chances to get better gear. But the dungeon gear, you know, is getting worse and worse the more 9-piece sets we get. And we have a lot of 9-piece sets now around other areas. So the value of dungeon gear is decreasing. Now, Classic Arena Takedown, Nothing much to say there. The easier part of fusions. And then on a Wednesday, that's when we're going to have another dungeon tournament and the Gear Hunters 2. And that's probably when we also get the event dungeon tournament. Okay, so on Tuesday, that's probably where the event dungeon tournament's gonna start. And you can then pretty much farm that, if you have the energy, the extra energy, to start off the Gear Hunters event on Tuesday, and then finish it on Wednesday with the Ice Golem tournament, okay? That's my plan. That's how I'm gonna do it. You have to complete the Gear Hunters event 2 anyway if you wanna, minimize the amount of shards you wanna use. So why not put that into the event dungeon? And they haven't said it yet. There is no confirmation yet that we're gonna have an event dungeon tournament, but most likely it's gonna be the case because there's nothing else in this time period from Tuesday to Wednesday, right? So most likely there's gonna be an event dungeon tournament. And then on Friday we have another Champ Train tournament. That means you could wait until Saturday with your energy and then solo the spider, get points for the Champ Train tournament as well, double dip points, or actually wait until Sunday, because that's when Gear Hunters event 3 starts, and then you can actually triple dip points here. Okay, so starting from August 30, Spider Tournament, Champ Train Tournament, and the Gear Hunters event here. So triple dip points, that's pretty good. And again, each Gear Hunters event, and we have 3 of them, will cost you like around 5k energy. That means 15k energy in total. I don't know what amount of shards you would need to complete the fusion. Maybe like 6 sacred shards, like 50 ancient shards maybe, and then you should be fine, right? For the Champ Chase, you should use the ancients, hope for some epics. You can also use fragment fusions, right? Theoretically, for this Champ Chase, you could actually get 1 epic done, right? So Dragon Tournament, it's 25, Gear Enhancement Event, 25, Gear Hunters Event, 25, and then the Champion Training Event, okay? So that's, or even the Classic Arena Takedown. So that's 350 points already, okay? By completing 4 events and tournaments for this Champ Chase, 3 points basically. That's what I would do, okay? And then last but not least, on Friday, I actually skipped that. We have the Summon Rush, and as I said, it depends on the Champ Chase tournament how I'm gonna approach this Summon Rush right here. If I get 25 from the Champ Chase, then I will have to get 25 from the Summon Rush as well. If I get 50 from the Champ Chase, then I can skip this Summon Rush. All right, so that is kind of like the approach here. I think I pretty much covered everything. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below, and I will answer them as soon as possible. And yeah, it doesn't look too bad, to be honest. Free Gear Hunters events are kind of annoying, but it isn't too bad. I would say it isn't too bad, and I wouldn't advise anybody to get this fusion because they will be in the primary pool. The Echoes of Oz champions will be in the primary pool for the Champion Proving Grounds, and it will make it a lot easier, right? And it's basically a free legendary for just playing the game, basically. So if you are prepared, there should be no problem to do fusions. And yeah, with that being said, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, YouTube's gonna think that you like this one as well. Take care and see you in the next one.